What's going on, guys? Today, the name of the game is cheap power. I've got this 6-liter LS2 right here, and I'm going to show you guys how to put this short block together for dirt cheap, no machine shop. I got the block and pistons from a guy on Facebook that said he was switching from LS2 to LS3 in his GTO, and so he just wanted it gone. And I don't see any reason to think he was lying, that it was fine. He had just got done making over 800 horsepower on E85 supercharged, so I think it's good bones to start with for sure. So what we're going to do is hone the cylinders. Well, you know, just a little dingle ball hone, not anything crazy. Clean up the crankshaft, put the pistons on some rods, and assemble the short block. I'm not going to go through the effort of putting heads and cam. I'm not going to complete it because I really don't want to put it in anything right now. I'm just going to do this as a put it together and then sell it or store it for a rainy day, which, you know, North Carolina during the summers, we get good amount of rainy days. So let me go ahead and show you what it looks like. So if you look closely, you know, 6.0 liters. And I mean, bores look decent. I'm not feeling any scratches in them really. No ridge at the top. These will definitely clean up with a hone. Like I said, I think it's a real good place to start. Then, along with the block, he gave me these pistons, SRP professional pistons. So, well, let's go ahead and start with the that. So I actually picked up this crankshaft off Facebook for 50 bucks. I mean, it's got some surface rust, but no scratches. No deep gouges. We should be able to clean it up pretty good. I'm going to show you what I'm working with. We're going to use 400 grit wet sandpaper. And you're going to need some kind of lubricant. I'm going to use WD-40 just because. And I'm going to cut this down to size. Oh yeah, that's good. Get our sandpaper nice and wet. And let's go. Now let's clean this up and see what we got. Forgot to get that one. Looks pretty good. Definitely think this will polish out really well. Let me get that last journal and I'll show you the next step. All right, guys, I'm really proud of you. You did really good knocking all that hard rust off. And now we can definitely polish this baby up. So you're gonna grab a microfiber towel. Same thing that you did with the sandpaper. We're going to cut this to our width. Then you're gonna take your metal polish. Maybe I should shake it up first. You know, put it on the journal. Get it all around. and get to polishing. Alright, so now we're nice and polished. I can't feel anything with my fingernail. So, I think we're good to go. We're going to do our little dingle ball hone here. Get some WD-40 in the cylinder to lubricate. Put some on the hone. And then I'm going to go fast with the drill speed, slow with the in-out speed for a little bit. And then I'm going to go slow with the drill speed, fast with the in-out. We've got a really nice crosshatch now. Let me show you real quick. So that's our crosshatch with our little dingle ball hone. And that is going to be just right for us. All right, so we're going to check bearing clearance. I forget what this is called, plastic gauge. Cut a little bit. That's what your plastic gauge looks like. It's this green line. Put that on your bearing. Gonna put one of our new bearings on. Our main cap. Oh, that's one. Let's go ahead and check number one then. The inner bolts get torqued to 15 pound-feet and then 80 degrees after that. 15, and then we'll go 80 degrees, which is just about 90. Something like that. Probably shouldn't have used this for it, but then these studs, they'll also get torqued to 15. And then 50 degrees, which is like, you know, go a little bit over 45. And I don't need to put the side bolts in because they don't do anything to torque it down. We'll be able to see our clearance without that. As you can see, so that's our line from the plastic gauge, and this is our gauge. You can see we're pretty close to 2000s, which is good for where we want to be. What I'm going to do now is put this assembly lube on our bearings, and we'll get our cap set up and ready to go. Then we're going to put some assembly lube in this part too. So you do also want to set your thrust bearing So hit the crankshaft forward and back. Now we'll move on to these side bolts. These you're going to want sealed, and it looks like from the factory they had, well, it looks like red Loctite. So we're going to put these in and put some red Loctite on each one of them. These get torqued down to 18 foot-pounds, and then you do one cap at a time to get some rods in this thing. And pistons. Let's start putting some pistons on rods. So I've got Gen 4 rods, floating style, so the pin just goes through. There's no heating it up, pressing it, or whatever. Traditionally, you orient your rod, one side faces forward, one side faces back. But from what everything I've seen online, there is no front or back to the rod. So we're literally just gonna put them on and we'll send it from there. What I'm gonna do, since I don't have a WD-40, or I can't find the can, I don't know where it went, I'm gonna put some of this Ultra Slick as a sort of lubricant, and hopefully it doesn't make it too messy. Have it right there. Tap the pin in. $15mm socket for this one seems to be pretty good. And now this side, we'll take the clip. Ooh, God. Oh, flung some carb cleaner in my eyes, but there you go. And I'll go ahead and show you. We'll go ahead and put rings on. We're going to do the bottom ring first. Be careful not to pick up two of these. Some people have a tool that they use to spread it apart, but I usually do okay with just my fingies. Then you take the oil ring, put that on. Then you take a second one of these, and this is going to go on top of that wave ring. I don't know what you scientists call it, but that's what I call it. So you got 3 rings in there. Take a second ring. This boy's a little thick, so there you go. And then the top ring. And so you'll see a lot of people argue on the internet about where these ring gaps need to line up. You know, you can't have all of them in a line because you're going to let out all that precious combustion. But in all reality, the instant these pistons move up and down in the bore, these rings are spinning. They should be spinning. Otherwise, you have a stuck ring, which isn't good. So it doesn't matter where you line it up. It's just going to be where it wants to be anyway. So with that, we're done. And I'll speed up through because I need to do this with some music. So I hope you like it. All right, all these puppies are ready to go. So let's go ahead and get them in the engine. I didn't record putting the pistons in because I'm dumb and didn't do it. So go to the YouTube and in the bar up top, search how to put a piston in and just watch that one piston 8 times because I have 8 of these. I really like these tapered ring compressors. I don't like using the rubber ones that, I don't know what material it is, but you wind it up like a clock and the rings pop out and it's not fun. I'd rather just spend 30 bucks on different sizes of those. The first one I bought, which I don't have because I launched it across the garage somewhere, it looked like a 3D printed part and it was junk. The rings tore it up. I can't believe that someone sells that piece of garbage. But that one's anodized aluminum, way better. The rod bolts, you're going to torque to 15 foot-pounds and then 85 degrees after that. And then we'll get our little wrench and you'll see that we've got some pretty good rotatage. There you go. So, oh, and I put some of this on each of the rod bearings. It's funny they call it ultra slick when it's definitely not slick. It is sticky, so sticky. I think that's as far as we're gonna go on this. I don't have a plan for it, so no point in building it up all the way. Yeah, guys, I think that's it for this engine. Man, how much do I have in this thing? The block and the pistons were free. I bought the Gen 4 rods and pistons for $100. I bought the crank for $50. Bearings were like $30 to $50. And then rings were like $100. So, well, I just said all that and now I can't remember what I said. So I'll go $200 for rings and bearings, $100 for the pistons and $100 for the rods. Sorry, that's $300. $50 for the crank. That's $350. Block and pistons were free. This is a LS2 aluminum 6-liter bored 30 over with good pistons. I mean, this is like a almost $1,000 set of pistons, and they're still in great shape. So we ended up pretty lucky on it. I'll try anything for free. Stay tuned for all the good stuff we have going on. There's a car you haven't seen yet. I don't think you've seen it yet. There's the engine that's going in it. There's boxes of crap. And guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And remember, go get them revs.